What's up guys, I'm Suman from Stein. So in this video, let's take a look at 5 really good non-Chinese smartphones under 20,000 rupees. But before we move on to the video, I have few things to tell you. Now you can buy any smartphone you want. I'm not against any brand, but I'm making this video for those who are actually looking for a sub 20,000 rupee non-Chinese smartphone. Now one thing I realized while making this video was that companies like Xiaomi, Poco, Realme have dominated the sub 20,000 category like anything. It was really hard to come up with a list of really good potential devices which are not those companies. Now the price of all these smartphones that I'm mentioning are a little higher than the actual price due to the GST hike and certain other reasons, and make sure you keep checking the links in the description for updated pricing and availability of stocks. Now for all those who are telling that Motorola is an American brand and not a Chinese brand, I have one thing to tell you. So Motorola is now under Lenovo, and Lenovo is a Chinese company. Yes, fully from the time when they were created, they are a Chinese company, and now Motorola is under them. So technically Motorola is also Chinese. Now this video is just like part 1 because I will keep on updating this video once newer devices come out or once I find out newer devices. So make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss them. Now these smartphones are my personal choices and it might differ from yours. But if I had missed any good options, then please put that in the comment section below so that others can also take a look. With that said, let us start with the video. The first device here is the Zenfone Max Pro M1. I know it's not a new device, but the performance that you get for the price is sure going to be really nice. The near stock Android UI provides a much smoother experience when compared to their old Zen UI, and for just around 9,000 rupees, the Zenfone Max Pro M1 should be a pretty capable device to perform any day-to-day task without any problem. And for those concerned about gaming on this device, you will definitely be able to play casual games, say like Temple Run, Subway Surfers without any issues. But as for PUBG, I think that game is not ideal for this smartphone, and for around 9,000 rupees we should not expect more than this. But I have to say this here is a solid device for 9,000 rupees. Now for this next one, I have 2 smartphones combined together. Now these are quite good smartphones, but these have different strengths. So make sure you select the right one. So here we have the Samsung Galaxy M21 and the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy M21, the strong point here is the camera, the AMOLED display and the big battery. Whereas the strengths of the Zenfone Max Pro M2 is the internals like the Snapdragon 660, 6 gigs of RAM, the 5000 mAh battery and the near stock Android UI. Now just simplifying things for you. Identify the most important feature that you want and then choose the right smartphone. But both these devices are really good options to choose from, and the Samsung M21 is kind of a newer device. Anyways, next up we have the Samsung Galaxy M31. So this is the successor to the M30, and I have to say it is a pretty solid device for the price. Now the main selling point of this smartphone is its AMOLED display and 64 megapixel camera. Now the pictures are really good straight out of the camera, and now the M31 also comes with 6 gigs of RAM standard. So performance should be pretty good, but don't expect gaming at ultra high settings, but you still can play games like PUBG at medium settings without any issues. And I have to say the M31 is a very good device, especially when it comes to media consumption. The next smartphone is the Asus Zenfone 5Z. Now this is one of the cheapest smartphones that has the Snapdragon 845. It has 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of expandable storage. You get a 6.2-inch Full HD display and a somewhat decent dual camera setup. Now the Asus Zenfone 5Z is for those who want a true gaming powerhouse to play all your favorite titles, say like PUBG or Call of Duty at high settings with smooth gameplay. But the only downfall is the smaller battery here. Now for around 17,000 rupees, the Asus Zenfone 5Z is a powerhouse with an overall good feature set. The last smartphone on this list is the Nokia 7.2. Now this smartphone doesn't have any crazy or outstanding features, but it still is a solid smartphone that has a Snapdragon 660 CPU with 6 gigs of RAM and a storage capacity of 64 gigs which is expandable. It has near stock Android, so in terms of software refinement, this should be pretty clean. But when it comes to gaming, this should be similar to the Zenfone Max Pro M2. You can't play demanding titles like PUBG at high graphic settings, but at medium settings there should not be any issues. The 48 megapixel triple camera setup and 20 megapixel front camera should also perform good. But the only thing that is not that great here is the battery. So here we have a 3500 mAh battery. But since there is no bloatware or heavy softwares in here, you should be able to get some decent battery life, maybe on light use a full day. So the Nokia 7.2 might not be the brightest kid in the class or the topper, but it sure is an above average student. So anyways, these are the 5 really good non-Chinese smartphones under 20,000 that I could come up with, which were actually really good in both in terms of price and value. Now, I know when you compare this to Xiaomi or Poco or Realme smartphones, these are not that great. But with things going around, there are people who actually want to switch over to a non-Chinese smartphone, and this video is for them. So for all those who want to make the shift, please consider these smartphones, and these are really good choices, and I'll make sure I keep updating this kind of videos as more and more devices start coming into the market. So if companies like HTC, LG, Sony nail the basics like giving proper value, giving good performance for the price, giving an amazing display, amazing build, then if they nail basics like these, then these companies are going to make a great comeback in the Indian smartphone market. I'm really hoping for that. More competition is definitely welcome. Anyways, thank you for watching, and this here is Suman signing off once again. Catch you later.